Quinn Profiles. As an editor for Andy Warhol's Interview, the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner, LA Style, and Detour magazines, Joan covered the social set, the Hollywood hotshots, the international art scene, the mysteries of food, the excitement of travel, and the fabulous world of fashion. Joan continues to find creative people on the cutting edge who make things happen. Here's Joan Agajanian Quinn.
Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome to the Joan Quinn Profiles. Our guests waiting to be profiled are ballet legend Andre Tremaine and author Mara Gibbs. Dancer, dance coach, ballet russe soloist Andre Tremaine was born in Hollywood, but he was raised in Paris. When his mother went to tour with the ballet, Andre came back to live in California with his grandmother in San Francisco. Who was your mother dancing with at that time?
At that time, she was dancing with the Basile Ballet Russe, and so that's why there's this legend that we keep carrying on, you know. It's a hand-me-down, is that the way, a good word for it? And although I didn't want to dance ballet at first, when I was a little kid, she dragged me when I was 6 years old and into her class. And
she was teaching too?
She was teaching here, yes, at the time.
Oh.
And I said, I don't want to do that, you know, there's a bunch of girls in class. Then I got to thinking, after I took the class, all those girls and just me, I'm coming back.
Oh, you were pretty smart.
Yep, that's how I started.
Did your mother take you to the ballet with her when she was performing? Did you ever go?
Yes, that's why I had some time in Paris. We spent there, and then we came back here.
So would you watch her from the from backstage, or would you get to sit?
Yes, and I have one real short, quick story about that. When I was extremely young, my mother was dancing in Paris, out in the front, and there was a big curtain, and they said, "Don't you go through that curtain." Of course, that was an invitation, and I snuck through. Then pretty soon I saw one of these, what do they call those, hooks that grab you back?
Oh, yeah, pull you out.
And I was telling the audience, my mother is going to dance tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was a memory that...
That was so cute. Well then, actually, so you started taking classes with her.
Yes.
And was that a beginning of your career? Is that how you wanted to start?
Yes, that was the very beginning. She had me when she was 17 years old, and I was very young. So we had kind of an interesting privilege there. She was still very young, and I was just a teenager, so we danced even together.
Oh, you did?
Yes, we had some dance, and she's the one that taught me how to be a partner in ballet. She was very knowledgeable.
When you were taking classes here with her?
Yes.
In LA?
Yes.
Who else did you take with here?
Well, I did study for a while with a very wonderful teacher called Michael Panayev.
Oh, I remember Michael.
You remember Michael?
Yes, he had a studio in Hollywood.
Right. And he was with the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo too, my main company. Then I studied with Bronislava Nijinská.
Oh, and Bronislava was in L.A.?
She had a studio down there near La Brea Avenue, yes.
And it was her brother who was the famous Nijinská?
The legendary Václav Nijinsky.
Right.
They worked together when they were young, and she was just something that I'll never forget.
So when you took from your mother, this is so great, and from Bronislava, were their styles the same?
They were pretty much the same, because she was Russian trained, and of course Bronislava was Russian trained. So, yes.
So, and then you went on to New York, and you studied with Eglovsky and Danilova and Massine, right?
Right.
And were they all giving classes in New York at the same time? How fabulous.
Well, they were. Danilova, I was able to join the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo. That's where I took class with her.
Oh, I see. After you became a member of the
company, yes.
And how did you get in the company? Because of your teachers?
Well, I'll tell you. I was taking class with Nijinská in Los Angeles, and one of the premier dancers, Oleg Tupin, was with the company, and he said, "Come and see the Ballet Russe. They're going to be performing in Hollywood Bowl."
Oh.
And so I said, okay, and so he invited me, and we sat there in the first row, and I said, I want to be with that company. It had a spark, it had so much to offer, And so I did. I was able to join.
So you had to audition?
I had to audition. I auditioned in Los Angeles.
But was it because, do you think, of your training, and it was like the Russian training like they have that made you?
I do. Before that, I'd had some experience with the National Ballet of the Colón Theater in Buenos Aires, the Mexican National Ballet. So I came.
Oh, you had danced with all of them,
danced with these
you?
before,
Yes.
but still, the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo was one that was just one I wanted to be with for so many reasons.
So when you actually were with the company, is that when you were taking class from Messine and Eglevsky?
That's right.
Oh, they were in the company?
Well, Messine was at that particular time.
And was he choreographing
He was
things?
choreographing so many of his ballets, Gaieté Parisienne, Beau Danube. He would be wonderful to work with if he liked you. If he didn't like you, it wouldn't be so good. Fortunately, we got along very well.
I remember when I first started taking ballet from Tatiana Ryabushinska,
Yeah.
he came to class one day, and I think she was like, "Woo,
That's
he's
right.
coming." She was a little bit worried about what he was going to say about the way she taught.
Yeah.
And she taught in a classic Russian way as
Yes,
well.
she sure did. Yeah, they were similar. He was quite a personality, and he would have many things to offer if you would let him offer them. In other words, if you could enter his life, it would be all right, you know?
He was very strong.
He's very
right?
strong. You couldn't do it on your terms. You'd have to be his terms.
Did you ever think of dancing anything other than ballet? I mean, you got the Lester Horton Award, which is modern dance, isn't it?
Well, it's a mixture of dancing. Yeah, there's a lot of modern dance. The other night there was a wonderful program. Last Sunday was the Lester Horton Award, and I was able to fortunately have the Life Achievement Award, which was quite an honor, very coveted award. But they do have a mixture of dance. I presented the Red Poppy Ballet for their performance.
And that was your big number, wasn't it? Who
Yeah.
wrote that?
The music was Reinhold Glier. He's a Soviet composer, and this is a Soviet ballet, an older ballet. You don't hear about it too much.
Is it monumental? I mean, in the way the actions take place, the dancers, do they dance with a different kind of rhythm?
It is. It's a story ballet, first of all. It is. And it has to do in China at the time of the revolution. And Tai Hoa, the principal girl, falls in love with this handsome, so-called handsome Russian sea captain.
Oh, that's
And the story takes place. And with her deep love, she signifies that by giving him a red poppy, which does signify sincere love. She didn't never know love, but she fell in love with him.
So you danced the Russian role?
Yes.
And then when they did this in Los Angeles recently, did you help with the choreography?
Yes, I did. I did all of the choreography for this ballet, yes.
So here we have Andre, Russian or French,
Yeah.
Andre Tremaine. Why did a lot of people change their names and made Russianized their names when they were
Yes.
dancing, right?
That's true, yeah. In fact, in the company, the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo, Sergei Denim, the director, if he felt like Americanizing the company, he would call a lot of the first names American names, which is all right. Like even one of the dancers that are going to be presented, Mark Platt, will
Oh,
be,
yes.
he was Platov.
That's right. I remember reading that.
Yeah, and it goes on like that. And if you felt like you wanted to be Russian, then you go into Russian, so.
Did they ever change your name?
Oh, no.
No,
Oh,
they-
well, wait a minute. Yes, they did. They changed mine to Bill Tremaine for a while.
Oh.
And I didn't care for that. But you can't tell anything to the director. You just do what the director says.
When we introduced you as a dance coach, and you're a dance coach at the Media City Ballet run by Natasha
Middleton.
Middleton,
Yes.
who happens to be your daughter.
This happens to be.
And she was a great dancer until she had an injury. Is that
Yes,
what happened?
she